Just when you thought it was all over, they always come back for more. Nothing truly stays dead forever. The witching hour is upon us, and time is running out. It's a race against the clock and against the undead. This is the Venom month of horrors for Corona Fever.
Well, we're almost at the end. So let's go back to the beginning and continue to relive my childhood with some great Ernest P. Worrell. After the first two ventures into feature films for Ernest, the popularity continued to skyrocket. And after tackling Christmas, it was definitely time to give Halloween a go. Ernest Scared Stupid was originally going to be about the man himself inheriting a haunted house by his family, but this idea never went to paper. Instead, he befriends a bunch of kids
Gross! But I love it.
who are getting picked on at school. As a form of revenge, he helps them build a treehouse, but of course it just so happens to be the burial ground of an evil demonic troll that Ernest's ancestors buried many years ago. Oh, that old chestnut.
Way to go, Ernest.
The troll is then released to once again kidnap children and turn them into tiny wooden dolls to release his army, while Ernest seeks help from the kids and crazy Catwoman herself, Eartha Kitt, to defeat the troll once and for all.
Know what I mean?
It's an interesting case because the movie itself flopped on release, doing poorly financially and being received negatively by critics, to the point that this was actually the final Ernest movie to ever be shown in theatres due to its epic failure, and many complained that it was just far too dark and scary for children, though after many years it maintains a huge cult following. And we're going to find out if that is completely warranted. Ernest Scared Stupid. Right off the bat, the movie has charm straight away. It pays homage to classic horror movies, all combined with Varney just doing his thing. It's a really cool intro. Well, long ago. Gee, that's specific. Also, Missouri? Ugh, I got married there once. It really is scary.
I'm glad you asked.
But this girl, who's meant to be running for her life from a homicidal demonic troll, is clearly smiling! Also, why did they just bury him underneath a tree anyway? Why not just chop it down to prevent him from ever coming back? That is literally the equivalent of murdering someone and then hiding them under your living room carpet.
What are we going to do with the body?
What body?
Hilly, that is absolutely pathetic.
I'd also like to point out that Ernest is so good, Hocus Pocus clearly ripped off a lot of it. They both start with a flashback to the olden times, the bad guy gets captured, we skip to the present, the dumbass hero sets them free, they go on a killing spree and then gets killed at the end. It's the same film! Except I prefer this one, but they're both great.
Not really.
And they even explain why Ernest is such a dumbass in this one, as the troll named Trantor cursed his ancestors to each generation becoming dumber and dumber. Okay, that is really clever.
What did you think of her report?
That's bull. It's not bull. I read it in a book.
Ah, the internet in the 90s. But they waste no time going dark. Ernest falls into his garbage truck with the rest of the Toy Story characters and he's about to die! Jesus Christ! And despite being near death, he still takes the time to do his character voices to a doll.
No, don't stick my head in those gears. It's me or you, and I have a family at the doll factory.
Did I mention how much I love Ernest?
I don't like this.
And again, the film knows that it's silly and knows it's a live-action cartoon and just has fun with it. The laws of physics are completely compromised just so Ernest can nearly get crushed to death.
This should open it. Way to go, you did it.
Well, no need to thank me, little lady. Just some routine hero work.
Did that kid just do an Ernest impression? Oh, and he somehow still survives. But I can't help but wonder, why does Ernest always kidnap children in these films? Oh well, he has a job to go and tidy up the old lady's junkyard, and if he doesn't do it, he could be fired. You really feel for him. He's such a little puppy dog. Oh, look at Ernest. It's still not funny! And there she is. Jesus Christ, looks like Eartha Kitt ate Christopher Lloyd. She is literally the crazy Ralph of this movie, and she chews up every second of screen time, and she is fantastic at doing it. Then the bullies show up to wreck their haunted house, and it takes them forever to decide what to do. Just leave?
You buttheads made a big mistake!
Well, you showed them! And then we get Varney doing what he does best. Yes, the characters are back! For absolutely no reason but to kill time, but who cares? But he even takes children into the woods with him. What's he doing? He's gonna get arrested. The kid's dad is a cop. God, the 90s were a much more innocent time.
This looks like a good one.
Oh, hey, it's the Toy Story 4 script. Be thankful you missed it, Jim. And of course he chooses the cursed tree. Why wouldn't he? But if Ernest is such a dumbass, how the hell is he even able to build such an immense tree house to begin with? You don't really care. This is genuinely really creepy. The atmosphere built in this film is far better than it should be. We see the troll starting to stir, and it's just really spooky. And somehow Eartha Kitt can sense it. What, she and Trantor have a psychic connection now? Stop doing this in horror movies! In fact, she knows about the curse and even tells Ernest,
You will bring down the curse on us all.
and she knows specifically what causes the troll to be released and knows that only Ernest can do it. And it's Halloween! Shouldn't she be on high alert? Shouldn't she be keeping an eye on him? She shouldn't be surprised at all that this happens.
Tearing up this place would be major fun.
Yeah, I wonder where the wimps are.
I'm a bully, it's my only personality trait. But they use their supplies to fight them off with pizza. And to be fair, their revenge is a pretty sweet and charming sequence. And she even tells the dumbass specifically what he needs to do to release the Why would she ever do that? You know what, you don't care. This is awesome!
He can only be awakened on the night before Halloween,
Like tonight.
when a world
Like you.
places his hand on a tree like this and says,
Yea, I call thee forth, Trantor.
but what are the chances of that happening?
This is amazing. The kids panic and leave him, but they keep Trantor in the darkness, which really builds the mystery and suspense. I can see why people thought this was too dark for kids. Although I saw it as a child and I turned out fine.
Know what I mean?
Then the kids get stalked, and this is so creepy. Trantor even mimics Ernest's voice, somehow, to attack one of them, and look at the makeup! This is way better than an Ernest movie should be! The pure design and detail is mind-blowing. And Eartha Kitt does an amazing job truly hyping up the severity of the situation and just how dangerous this damn troll is. I mean, it's Ernest P. Worrell fighting a troll. It sounds ridiculous, and yet they make it scary as hell.
It was horrible.
You haven't seen horrible till you see what it does to the children. Heaven help us. Them that dies will be the lucky ones.
And they have a book about how to stop it. Could have done with that so many years ago, but okay. But the riddles are really cleverly written.
From the innocence of 5, an evil army shall arise. When blossoms shower down like rain, my dark kingdom will come again. There is one who can stop me if he will dare, with the heart of a child and a mother's care.
And then Ernest does his thing.
The great redneck hope.
God, I love this.
Hurry, Bobby, hurry, come on.
Oh, great, we get these two douchebags again. Except the fat one isn't the same as in the other films. I have no idea why. I couldn't find the reason anywhere online, so I guess he ate himself.
Fella comes in here the other day and he says to me, well, Tulip Brothers give me a good deal on an outboard motor and some taxidermy supplies. And I said, does a fat puppy hate fast cars?
The thing is, in this one, they make bad jokes, but they're intentionally bad. So you end up laughing anyway. It just kind of adds to the charm of it.
The troll is getting stronger. He has one child already.
How the hell does she know the troll has one doll already?
He needs 4 more souls before he can release his army and start to capture the children all over the world.
Just the kids.
I love Ernest.
So, we need a heart. A child's heart.
Jesus Christ, lady, calm down. Then Ernest breaks the 4th wall when he hurts himself. I often wonder if things like this were actually scripted or if Barney just improvised and went with it.
What about the party? You stay here tonight.
My first boner! Oh, and get used to fake out cliches. Kenny gets attacked, but it's just a kid in the mask. Yeah, get used to these. But also, how the hell has Ernest not been arrested yet? He keeps taking kids in the woods or in his truck, and Kenny's mum even says,
Kenny, you have no business being with Ernest.
His mum doesn't want Ernest hanging out with them. His dad's a cop. Why is nobody stopping this? But then we got the heavily criticised scene. The girl, Elizabeth, goes to her room and Trantor is there. There is a lot of build-up and it is quite predictable, but you are lying if you say this didn't scare the piss out of your bladder when you were a kid. That makeup, man, this is horrifying! But why did Trantor hide, though? Was he just cruising the neighbourhood, saw an open window, climbed in and thought, I know it'd be really funny. I'll hide under a bed and then sneak on when she's not looking. I mean, later on, he has no problem attacking in public, so this just makes no sense.
You know, Rimshot, you're a cute little dog, but you are one ugly little kid. Okay, Rimshot. Now bring me the stick. The stick, boy. Bring me the stick.
I love Rimshot.
Come on, let's go.
Wow, Bobby can't catch a break, can he? He just keeps dying in all of these.
Someone has to stand vigil over the town. Stay at his post. Row the boat. Be ever alert. Floss between meals.
Remain steadfast and truncated. Know what I mean?
Gosh, Jimmy, what's got into you? Oh boy, charades. I love charades.
I love just how innocent-minded Ernest is. He's just so lovable. Then Trantor uses Elizabeth's voice, somehow, to try to trick Kenny. How is it doing these things? He even uses the voice during the chase, and it's so creepy. Also, who's this other kid? I thought it was one of the bullies, but it isn't. Just shows up randomly for this scene and then gets killed. Alright.
She wouldn't leave through the window, Cliff. She didn't even want to go out.
Joey never came home. Why aren't you doing something?
We are doing something, all right? My trash has been picked up in 2 days.
I just love how there's a bunch of kids that have gone missing, but this guy is still more concerned about his trash. But hey, considering this is also a movie where the cops literally respond to missing child cases with...
They're probably already over at the school.
I think it's safe to say that it's no big deal. And Ernest sets up some troll traps, and he believes that he's now caught Trantor. Yeah, it's another one.
Have no fear, Ernest P. Worrell is here. And Sheriff, I captured that troll that's been stealing all the children.
I love how casual that line is. It's hilarious. But why does the cop even humour this notion? It's Ernest! He's a screw-up who's always wrong and kidnaps your son. He gets his gun ready and everything for another troll fake-out. Also, random thought, but shouldn't the troll be public knowledge at this point? I mean, the ancestors killed the troll. Shouldn't the news of the troll attacks be in the papers or something? Should be in some history books? The whole townsfolk killed this troll and buried him. It's nowhere? Nah, I just don't believe Ernest's crazy stories.
That does it, Worrell. You're fired.
But the beeper.
Great argument you got there, Ernest.
You've been acting like a child about this troll thing. It's time to grow up.
No, don't listen to him, Ernest. Just look at his face, man. He just really can't keep a job, can he? You can't help but feel sorry for him. But who cares? Rimshot motivates his ass, and this is such a charming moment.
Thanks. I needed that. You're right. I've never been a quitter. Why, I've never known when to quit. Just ask my 4th grade teacher.
He never knew when to quit.
Ernest is the man. Even the set of the tree looks great. It has such a chilling atmosphere. This is like a classic old school horror movie. Wait. This is a classic old school horror movie. I'm old!
They look just like Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts, don't you? We better go tell Miss Hackmore.
Little funny. And then we get Ernest versus Troll, and I don't care. This fight scene on the truck is awesome. I feel like as much as I love Ernest Saves Christmas, that film had a lot more filler. It had a lot of scenes that weren't needed and just killed time until he was ready to save the day. Whereas here, the story flows more smoothly scene to scene. It just feels more natural to tell the story.
Tom, Bobby, help, Mayday, Mayday, Christmas Day, Columbus Day.
And the humour is so on point.
You're gonna pay for the sins of your forefathers.
I didn't have forefathers. I just had one father, and I didn't know him that well.
These jokes are so cleverly written. I also love how he simply locks the door and thinks the issue is resolved. Yeah, the superhuman troll can't possibly get in now. And the dog even drives. What even is this? Awesome, that's what it is. Also, it's widely believed that this movie actually inspired the famous troll face meme. I can actually see it. And then Trantor vanishes, which is so creepy. Ernest and Kit try to figure out how to defeat him, and the clue is the heart of a child, mother's care. M-I something K, and Ernest thinks it's
authentic Bulgarian miak.
He's so dumb, it's adorable. But I have to say, Kit catches a mother and daughter arguing before they have a sweet reconciliation moment. This one has a lot more heart than I think people give it credit for, and it fits in well with the overall theme.
Trolls! Trolls! Save the kids! Trolls!
Still not funny! Still not funny! However, it is so badass when Ernest shows up at the talent show to confront the troll and stand his ground. This is on some epic confrontation level, man.
So come on, crater face. I'm ready for you. Let's see how you like a little miak.
Miak?
Yeah, miak.
Okay, this is incredible. And you know, for years people wondered, is miak an actual thing? And to save you from Googling, it isn't. But guess what? People in Bulgaria actually did start making it. That's the power of Ernest. But we can't all have happy scenes, as the troll has turned Rimshot into a doll. No! Rimshot!
I'll tell you how we beat this thing. I'll tell you how we do it. My great-great-granddaddy put him in that hole, and so can I. Somebody with a runny nose is gonna die.
Yes, Ernest, you go kick his ass! Do it for Rimshot! On a serious note, this is beautifully done. You really feel for Ernest, as Rimshot is pretty much all he really has. So now the motivation to kill the is even higher than ever. And I also feel like Varney was so associated with this role, people forget just how good a dramatic performer he was as well. But hey, Eartha Kitt steals a bike! Well, that's not nice. And then the third act begins, humans versus trolls, and this is where things get serious. It's so charming how Ernest tries to single-handedly stop the troll army coming to life. Bless him, he really did have a heart of gold, didn't he?
What are you kids doing?
It's an emergency.
Hey, you can't ride in here!
This is important.
Get out of this store!
Go for the ammo.
Those costumes don't fool me!
What? It still does give you a boost of adrenaline when the kids start to stock up on milk, since Kenny is the only one with half a brain cell and actually figures out what kills it. In fact, how come Eartha Kitt didn't work it out? She's been obsessed with the troll for years and she couldn't figure out M-I something K. Ernest isn't the only dipshit around here, love.
Oh no! They're gonna blame this all on me.
Hey, it's Alison Pregler! But why don't the trolls just turn the humans into dolls? I mean, they still have that power, right? And it's clearly not just for humans, as they got Rimshot earlier. I also love how the two brothers don't even act surprised either. Throughout the whole film, they've just humoured Ernest with the troll story, but now they find out it's all real. Oh, would you look at that? Even when people are dying, Ernest is far too occupied doing his character bits. I love it. He even wastes time talking smack to them. Like before, I just love how everything goes colossally wrong in the most earnest way possible. And the milk war begins. Sure, the special effects haven't really aged very well, but that's kind of what gives it their charm. Their remains look awesome, and when your villains have makeup this impressive, who really cares? But Jesus Christ, they actually try to cut off Ernest's head!
How'd you do that?
To the mill. It eradicates them.
Yeah, it gets rid of them, too. Sayonara, snotwad.
How does he do that? Then Trantor realizes they're in trouble and decides to increase his power to become immortal. Why did he wait this long to do that? And Kit shows up to put her siblings inside the tree. Why does she do that? I mean, we find out later that they don't need to be inside the tree to come back to life. Just stupid. I love her. And then more Ernest characters and interactions. Yeah, boy!
Trolls, is it?
Oh, great. I have to defend the fort with a multiple personality.
Oh wow, they actually acknowledge Ernest's schizophrenia. But it is such an epic and scary moment when Trantor appears. This villain is severely underrated.
I've grown too strong for that. Not even milk can stop me now.
Funny villain line. I love how the dad doesn't even look upset when his son Kenny gets turned into a doll. He's just like, oh no, he's dead.
Come on, Double Ugly. You do pretty well against little kids and dogs. Let's see how you deal with a real man.
But when Ernest finally squares off with him, this is one of my favourite face-offs ever. It is so intense with all the townsfolk watching on. It's almost like a Frankenstein ending. But somehow, despite being a moron, Ernest figures out how to defeat it. And although it's a cliche I hate, you know, defeating evil with love, this is a comedy, and it's so cheesy, so stupid, so ridiculous. It's almost making fun of the cliche. It fits the style of the theme, and is the absolute perfect way to do it.
Oh, you're so cute.
How does he do it? It's just perfect, and it still gives me goosebumps every single time. Ernest has the heart of a child, so it fits the film so well. And the parents seem to all forget the deaths of their kids to celebrate the troll's destruction. Woo!
Did you know? Did you fight?
Oh yeah, we had kids. Oh, we missed you so much. Yes! Rimshot's alive! Just one question. How old is Eartha Kitt? I mean, based on how her siblings are dressed, and although a year isn't specified for when the troll was captured the first time, it was just long ago, I'm guessing she'd have to be at least around 200. Honestly, as much as I love Ernest Saves Christmas, I've got to say I think this is the best one. And no, it's not just because it's Halloween, though it helps. I think the story is just structured a lot better. I think it's funnier and just better made and well thought out. This film is absolutely terrifying for a kids movie, which I love, and the heart and charm is there full force. There's no bad acting performances, except maybe the girl who can't stop smiling when she's about to die. It's a clever satire paying homage to classic horror movies whilst telling its own new story. And I won't even say it's a guilty pleasure. I believe Ernest Scared Stupid is a truly great Halloween movie. Now back to reality. But at least it can't get any worse.